he put his hands on me. What about all the things that we shared? I never thought it could be. Not the man who said he loved me. What about our family? What about the life we built? What about the sacrifice to have a good life?
I would try to leave. I mean, there was many times where I wanted to leave. I remember the first time I tried to leave, he actually knocked himself out because he, he busted his head against the wall a lot, and that's the night that he had punched the bathroom door completely off. He punched the bedroom door to the point where I couldn't open it. So he was just knocked out, cold. And I opened the window to try and leave him. And I don't know, he was just woke up and was Superman. He swooped out that window, swept me up, and brought my ass back inside.
To me. You lied to me. How did I love you? Yeah. Why did I love you too? You scream at me. Why you gotta scream? Why did I leave? How did I love you too? Put your hands on me. Put your hands. How did I love you too? Why did I love you too? Baby, baby. Now you're right.
One of our friends was hungry and he was in the back seat, and I was driving, and my fiance was in the passenger seat, and we were just arguing about something. I don't even remember what we were fighting about. Mm-hmm. I really don't. But he had gotten so angry with me that he actually punched me in my mouth while I was driving. I almost got in a car accident. When I got to Wendy's, because I was in the turning lane to go to Wendy's, and I finally got there, our friend went inside, and we were still arguing and talking, and I was bleeding, and he was still arguing with me, and it was so loud that one of the workers at Wendy's, when they were taking out the trash to the dumpster, that he was actually looking at us and watching, and we saw him make a phone call. So we were thinking that he called the police. So we just left our friend at Wendy's and went straight home. And that must have been maybe 9 months into our relationship. We would argue, and he would get, he was a hothead. He had really bad anger problems. And when he would get angry, he would either punch the walls, punch the doors. I mean, he broke my TV. He threw my TV at me, and we didn't have a bathroom door. He punched it so many times it just fell apart. He told me he would never put his hands on me, and that was one of the reasons why I guess I would never shut up when we were arguing. I would just always, I guess, egg him on, I guess you would say. But I did it in a sense to protect myself, I guess. Never stand up for your hands on me. So I was really shocked. And when everything was calmed down, and I was in our bedroom, and I was in the bed just holding my face, just why did he do this to me? He came in the bedroom and he sat down and he looked at me and he just I'm sorry. And I'll admit it, I'm a coward for hitting you. And he talked about his grandfather a lot. He's deceased now, but he had a great toll on his life. And he was talking about, I know my grandfather would be disappointed in me. I really rushed into this relationship, and I think that was because I was 18. He told me that I want you to move in with me. I'll take care of you. Just do your thing at work and do your thing at school, graduate, and you don't have to worry about anything. I don't want you having to pay for anything. Just worry about what you need to do. And I believed him. So I moved out of my parents' house. We got a house together. And this is when a lot of stuff started happening. But, I mean, I never really thought of that as a problem. But when we first started dating, I saw like there would be like 3 or 4 ounces, and it would be gone like the next day. He's like, "You smoke a lot." But I mean, I should have been a little more smarter and just put the pieces together. And I didn't find out till it was too late that I moved in with one of the biggest drug dealers in Southwest Florida. And I think because he was on so much drugs, it kind of affected the way he was thinking, and it affected the way I was thinking because I was on it too. And I think that's probably the reason why I'm in this situation now, and how he just doesn't care. He just didn't care. Then it started going to bigger drugs like Molly's, which is MDMA. It's kind of like ecstasy, but not as harsh, and that really does affect your brain and your body. And cocaine before, and Xanax. The list goes on and on, but basically, I'm just trying to say that I think the drugs do have a big part in this situation where he just couldn't control his temper and couldn't think clearly and think that it would be okay to. When I moved in with him, I was 110 pounds, which is average for me because I've always been really tiny. But when we separated, I was 86 pounds. I'm going to be okay. It's going to go away. The pain isn't going to last forever. But when you say something to me, it stays in your head forever. Little bitch, you're never going to be nothing but a little hoe. The only thing you got is laying on your back. You're never going to be anything. You're never going to amount to shit. You need me. You need me to take care of you. I mean, if you didn't have me, you wouldn't make it. You wouldn't make it in this world. You are weak-minded. And just hearing all of this over and over and over and over again, you really, really start to believe it. And I honestly did think I needed him, and that's why I stayed. And I felt like I needed him to take care of me and to live. I was going to school. I was going to school at Heritage Institute for massage and physical therapy, and that is more of like a technical school. It was 2 hours in the books and then 2 hours hands-on training, which we would massage each other and learn different techniques. And I actually got questioned a lot of the time because of there would be bruises on me, and they would ask me, something going on, because it wouldn't be a one-time thing. It would continuously happen every other week or so when it got really bad. And I told them about it, and I said, well, I mean, if you need to hit me, don't hit me as hard and bruise me up, because I'm starting to get questioned at school. And instead of, easing up, he just told me I couldn't go to school anymore. A woman is always supposed to listen to her husband, and he really, brainwashed me, I think. Because he made me feel like I needed to do everything he said when he said it. And I just believed him. Like, everything he said that I needed to do, like, for example, dropping out of school, I thought I had to do it. And I didn't even ask any questions about it. I just did it. He heard me talking to somebody. I was talking to my best friend from high school, and I was telling her the kind of things that were going on. And he overheard me. He took my phone, he broke it, and then about, I'll say a month later, he got me another one. And he saw me again talking about, some of the things it was on Facebook with one of my friends, and he saw what I was talking about, and then he just disconnected my phone, and I wasn't allowed to have a phone. I went without a phone for about 6 to 7 months. I had no contact with anybody, not even my parents, nothing. And I knew they were worrying about me. And I asked him, like, babe, can I use your phone so I can call my dad just to, tell him I'm okay?
Yeah.
And he said, no, I'm using it. And I remember one time his phone was ringing, and I picked it up to hand it to him, and he just said, you're not allowed to touch any of these phones. And even if like we had a guest in the house and they had phone, I wasn't allowed to touch it. I wasn't. It was out of the question. So he isolated me, basically. And it was hard because, we didn't have any Wi-Fi, we didn't have a television. All we had was, like, DVDs. That's all I did was watch DVDs all day. And make sure the house is clean, cooked, laundry, taking care of the dog or whatnot. But basically that was my life for... It wasn't all bad because, he would have his good days.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes he would be the sweetest man in the world. And that's what I looked forward to. I looked forward to him, maybe taking me out to dinner or going out to a movie or maybe just laying down on the couch and watching a movie. One of these DVDs that we had. I would always look forward to those kind of days. And when they stopped happening more and more, I just kind of felt like I had to deal with it because that was my place in the world, was to serve this man as basically a maid or a slave. I don't know how you want to put it, but I felt like I needed to do that because he made me think. And then there was another time, I will never forget it. I was scared. I was so scared. I was packing my things, and we had company at the time, actually. And he picked me up, and he put me on the bed, slammed me on the bed. He said, you're not going anywhere. And then I started, you can't tell me what to do. I'm going to leave you. I can't do this anymore. I can't be your little puppet anymore. And he actually grabbed his handgun. He put it to the back of my head. He shoved my face in the pillow. And he told me, the only way you're leaving here is in a body bag. Make your choice. That was the most scariest because I know he wasn't bluffing. Another time in the same situation we were arguing, he actually shot at me in our bedroom. There's actually bullet holes in our wall, above our headboard. And I knew he wasn't bluffing. I knew he would shoot me. No doubt. No doubt. I really couldn't say anything. I just kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to say the wrong things. I just started crying. By crying, I mean bawling, hyperventilating, and everything. And I guess he felt bad. And he went outside because his friends were like, what's going on in there? And he came back in. He sat on the bed, and then he just lifted my head up. He saw my eyes just swollen and just, I was a mess. And he just you make me do crazy things. You just need to start respecting me. Start listening to me. And if you do that, we won't have any problems. You make me do crazy shit because I love you. and I will do anything in my power to keep you. And that's when I was like, well, maybe he does love me. And after that day, I just stopped trying. I just stopped having opinions. I stopped having emotions. I stopped getting me. Keep in mind, I only left that house maybe 4 times. Went to go to a birthday party at like a public area. It was Famous Dave's. Another one to go to the mall with my friend. And when he made me bring our puppy, so he knew I wouldn't try anything. I went to my parents' house, and then I went to my aunt's house. Within a year, I only left 4 times. When I came home, he brought me in the bedroom. He slapped me in my face, and he asked me, "What am I doing? What are you like? Are you serious? You're gonna cheat on me and all this?" And I had no idea what he was talking about. And then he said, "Well, this person said that you did this, and another person said that they saw you with someone else." And obviously that was a lie, so I'm gonna deny it. And at this point, my mouth is bleeding, and I ran out of the bedroom, in the living room where everybody was at, and I had it. This was like the time where I'm just so fed up with everything, and I just started yelling at everybody in the room. I said, "If anybody got to say something, say it now. If anybody said something about me that isn't true, like, step up." And nobody said a word. And because nobody said a word, he thought that I was lying. He picked me up, slammed me in the middle of the living room on the floor, everybody watching, and slapped me in my face. And it busted my lip because I have crooked teeth. I have like sharp ends or whatnot, and it made my lip bust open again on the other side. Everybody's watching, but nobody's saying anything to stop it.
Ladies, trust me.